Hi there, it's Craig here, and I'm not sure if some of you may remember a while ago when I received this bucket full of ingredients to make a partial extract beer. Well, I'm finally getting around to doing it. Today's the day. So I have all the ingredients laid out here. The person who sent me this didn't wish to be identified, which is great, but I want to thank him again for sending me these ingredients. This beer is going to be fantastic. Okay, now what I've got here is I've got my recipe. It's kind of a mixture of, ounces and pounds and kilograms and things like that, but I've got everything all measured out here with my scale, and we're all ready to go. So what I have, the ingredients are, this is liquid malt extract. Okay, this is pale malt extract, 3.5 kilograms. Okay, I'm going to put this in a sink full of warm water and get it heated up. I've had this refrigerated, well, not refrigerated, but I've had it kept in a cool place so it stays fresh. I have 500 grams or 1.1 pounds of crystal malt. This is, I think it's crystal 40 or 60. Smells great. And I've got 70 grams of chocolate malt. And these have already been milled by me, by hand, very meticulously. I also have, how much is it here? Got some halito hops. It is 2 ounces of halito hop pellets for bittering. These are the 60-minute hops. And I have half an ounce of German Tettnager hops, again, pellet hops. These go in at the 5-minute mark, so they're my aroma hops. And that's all we have, that's all we need. Okay, plus I've got my Whirlfloc tablets, I've got my bag for my grains, and I've got a bag for my hops. Okay, got my pot here, it's full of cold water, got my metal spoon, my thermometer, everything is set and ready to go. I'm going to move the camera over here so you can see what I'm doing. Let's get to it. Okay, so I decided to do a single camera shoot today because it's a lot easier. I've already done the multi-camera version of this. I just want to get it done and just show you how I'm going to do this. So I've got my grain bag and I'm going to put in my crystal malt, hopefully without any altercation. Get out of there. There you go. Okay, a little bit of dust there. That's fine, we're going to keep that out of the, I don't want that in there anyways. Okay, so there's my crystal, and now here goes my chocolate malt. Alright. And there we go. Okay, so this is just it's a partial extract. Okay, and that's all the grains we're gonna need. I'll just tie this up gently here. And stick it in the pot. Now that doesn't look like a lot of grains, but again, it's a partial. Okay, so there's a lot of malt extract in this beer, liquid malt extract. So we're just doing this for a little bit of grain freshness. All right. Oh, you know what I'm actually going to do first is I'm going to grab my. I've got a thing down here that I like to put in the bottom. Okay, so that these don't have to actually touch the bottom and burn. Okay, so then I can sit those right on top. The heat is not even on yet. Okay, just gonna turn this around. One of the handles fell off. I think I need a new brew pot here. There we are. Let's just leave that like that, and I'm gonna turn on my heat, and I'm gonna monitor the temperature of this until it gets up to 170 degrees Celsius. Sorry, Fahrenheit. 170 Fahrenheit. And then I'm going to turn the heat off and just let this, I'm going to let this steep for about half hour, 45 minutes. can see it's already starting to change into a nice, rich, dark color. And we've barely even gotten started here. The water's still cold, so I'm really looking forward to tasting this beer. So it's just like making tea at this stage of the game. You're just making a tea out of the grains. These grains are not, they're not fermentable because they've been roasted. So they're only going to add color and flavor to the beer. The fermentable stuff is in the liquid malt extract, which we will add later. Okay, so it's just a matter of watching the temperature. It rises quite quickly. Ooh. I'm drinking a beer that I received from the Netherlands, from a guy named Job, and I thank you very much for this. This is one of the ones that I got that was had leaked a little bit, because I think these things are getting a little bit frozen on the way over, but still, most of it was still there, and it's absolutely delicious. It's a Castile triple. I don't know if you can see that. Kind of a different sort of shaped bottle. I've never seen that before. Very carbonated, very sweet. Not very sweet, but just a nice malt liquor. Absolutely delicious. I really enjoyed this. He sent me some other ones too, and he sent me a Mead. I've never ever tasted Mead before. I really like partial extract brewing because it combines the ease of extract brewing with the freshness of the grains and the hops. You know, it's a bit of a compromise between the two, and I think it's a great middle ground. If the kits are too easy for you and they're not challenging enough, but you are afraid to get into all grain, this is a fun method of brewing. Okay, I've covered it up. This pot here doesn't have a lid, so I have to use something else, but it's the same thing. As long as it's covered up and you can keep the heat in, you can tell I need a new brew pot. Can you see me? Okay. Hi. All right, so here we are, and the grains, these specialty grains have been steeping in here at about 170 for 20 minutes to half an hour. That's more than long enough. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to give them a little stir here. I just want you to see the color of this wort. It's the color of coffee. It's not wort yet, actually. I'm just, you know, it's still the hop or the grain tea. But I just want you to see the color there. Very dark. It has a very roasted aroma to it. And that's from mostly the chocolate malt. So I'm just going to put this into a strainer like that. And I've got some sparge water here. I'm going to pour over it. Water is at about 170. And I'm just going to pour this over these to take every little bit of flavor out of them. You can see, I hope you can see what's coming out of them. See, all that is still trapped in them. We want all that stuff out. Beautiful. There we go. The sparge is running fairly clear. That's all we need. And again, I've said this before, don't squeeze that. Okay, it's just like when you make tea, don't squeeze the tea bag. There you go. And that is it. Now, we move these out of the time to boil. So we're getting towards the boiling point here. What I did was I added a little bit of the liquid malt extract to this, maybe like a fifth of it or a quarter of it, just to bring the gravity up a little bit so the hops can react properly when they boil. Okay, keeping an eye on it. When it starts to boil, it will go crazy and it could boil over. And once this clears up, we can add our hops. So, while you're waiting for your boil, you've got some time to kill. What do? Well, Charlie Papazian says relax and have a home brew. And that's just what I've been doing. But how about relax and have a mead? This was sent to me by a fellow by the name of Job from the Netherlands. The Netherlands! Here's the box. Here's the fragile sticker. He sent me some beers. I'm going to be showing them in another video. But this is mead. Now mead is made with honey, amongst other things, but the main ingredient is honey. Now I've been thinking about making mead for quite a while, but I've never gotten around to it because honey's expensive where I live. I don't know where you guys get your honey from that are making this stuff. Man, it's expensive. So I've never tasted mead before, and this is a strawberry mead that he made. So I'm gonna do a little tasting right here while I'm waiting for my boil. Had a little incident over there. I'll probably put that in the blooper section. But so here we go. Slightly carbonated. It has, whoa! Okay, we'll just get right to the pour. All right. Okay. So I didn't let it clear. Okay, we're good. I didn't let it clear because the yeast in the bottom was very loose, and I knew that during the pour we would have some yeast. So we're just gonna go ahead. It probably got shook up. Whoa! Probably got shook up during the transportation. There we go. There we go. He said I had the option to age it. I did not, and it's unfiltered. And I didn't, obviously, if I had let it clear for a while, it wouldn't have mattered because we still had a bit of a, incident there. It got shook up. I'll probably put the cap back on that. So, this probably isn't the ideal circumstance for tasting it, but I'm sure it will be fine, and I don't mind a little bit of sediment and a little bit of mess I have to clean up. Not a big deal. I appreciate this. Obviously that was avoidable. It got really, really shook up on the way here. It might have gotten frozen on the way as well, so we don't know. That's what we've got, and let's give this a try. It's Mead. I've never tried this before. It's made with honey, probably strawberries. I'm not sure what his recipe was. Maybe if you send me your recipe, Job, and your username for YouTube, I'll put it on the screen here so everybody can see it. Let's give it a smell. It has a fruity, I can smell the strawberries. Let's give it a taste. First time, here we go. Wow. I can taste the honey and the strawberries, and it's nicely sparkling and carbonated. I'm not sure the alcohol content, but it tastes like champagne, strawberry champagne. It's very mild. There's nothing even though we've got a little bit of a mix up here, there's no yeast flavors. I don't know what kind of yeast he used, but there's absolutely no yeast flavors at all. It's very mild. It tastes like a really mild sort of a shandy, if you know what a shandy is, or a sort of a wine cooler type thing. It's not really sweet. It's very nice. I would actually really like to make this if I could afford to buy the damn honey. I would like the recipe for this, my friend, if you could send that to me and let everyone in on this. This is absolutely delicious. Looks like I'm going to have to drink the whole thing because otherwise it'll lose its carbonation. Damn, I hate when that happens, when I have to drink the whole thing in one night. Just pleasantly mild, with a hint of strawberry. The honey note is in the background. It's nicely carbonated. A wonderful drink. I'm very impressed. I honestly do really like this. This is really good. Thank you for sending this all the way from the Netherlands. And let's have the recipe and your username so we can all applaud you for your wonderful efforts. This is a really nice drink. So relax and have a whatever it is you want to have while you make your beer. Now let's get back to this and see where we are. So I put my malt extract into a bowl because it was kind of hard to work with it in the bag there, so I've got it. But I just wanted to add a tip to this video, and the tip is that you don't want, this is a light or a basic 2-row malt extract. And you don't want to boil this because it will darken it and it could caramelize it. That's why I only added a little bit of it to my boiling wort, just to help the hops do their thing, help them give off their flavors and bitterness and whatnot. You need some gravity in the boil for that to happen. But I don't want to add all of this because I only got about 2.5 gallons of water in there, and this would be, it would just be way too much for the hops to react, and this could actually caramelize, change the flavor. So it's okay if you want to bring this back up to the boil once you add it very carefully. Make sure you don't burn it to the bottom of the pot, just to to sanitize it and pasteurize it, but do not boil this for an hour. It will lose its light characteristics, and it will change the nature of the beer. Very careful to keep stirring it and just get it up to a hot temperature. The important part is that after you finish boiling this part, then everything that touches your beer has to be sanitized. My fermenter downstairs is sanitized now. I did that during the boil. Went down and did that. And so everything's ready for me to put the beer into my fermenter and top it up with water. You can use tap water if your tap water is suitable, and that's a whole other topic. Or you can just get bottled water. That's up to you. Our tap water is very high quality, so I don't have a problem using it. But if you're worried about your tap water, then you're going to have to go get yourself some bottled water. this little video clip is dedicated to all you guys that are worried because your airlock's not working. In this particular case, I don't have an airlock. I can't have an airlock. It just blows the whole... Look, I've got the lid's coming off. It's leaking out the sides. It's all over the place, and it just keeps on erupting. And I don't know what to do because I have to go to bed, and I can't leave it like that. I was putting this on it. I sanitized that, and I was just setting it on top just to let it at least breathe, but you know, nothing fall into it. I come down later on, that thing's just, that's over here, and then there's foam all, look. So, you know, things happen. Got one hell of a mess here. Things happen, and you just deal with it. The beer's going to be fine. The beer will be absolutely fine. There will be nothing wrong with the beer. Once this dies down, I mean, I even installed a blow-off tube. That didn't work. It just got clogged. Look. Hello. Hi. Well, hello there. Anyway, hey, guys, you don't worry. You just go with the flow. You do what you can with what you've got, and if this happens, well, you just have to deal with it. I just keep cleaning it off, and hopefully it'll die down in a couple of hours, and I can go to bed. See ya. Okay, well, after a few hours of that, I finally have a steady exhaust coming into my blow-off bottle. Maybe I should go check the tires on the car and see if they need any air. Okay, well, the beer has fermented completely. And I've actually got it sitting in a keg now, ready to sort of clear out for a few days, and then I'll be doing a taste test. In the meantime, before we go, I just wanted to briefly mention something that I didn't put in the video because the camera was already set up downstairs here when this happened. Once I added the rest of the liquid malt extract, I got a second hot break. Now, you know what a hot break is. A hot break is when the wort starts foaming up like crazy, and you've got to be careful and keep it from boiling over. That's your hot break. Once that passes, and it will pass fairly quickly, you'll get yourself a nice rolling boil. So make sure if you do this kind of brewing the way I've been doing it here, that when you add the rest of your malt extract, you do gently bring it back up to a boil. Don't burn it to the bottom of the pot. That's very important. Gently bring it back up to the boil until the hot break is finished, and then take it off and cool it off and finish it off like I did. Yeah, the blowout was outrageous. It was. You should have seen the fermenter when I took it out of there and put it in the keg. The fermenter, the whole top 1/3 of it was just coated in brownish, greenish, yuck. And it was one hell of a thing to clean. But it was a good, heavy, healthy fermentation, and I can't wait to taste the beer. So that's all for now. Look for the taste test video coming up soon. I'm getting ready to go live on justin.tv/CraigTube. If you like music, if you like talking about beer and you want to chat with me, maybe call in through Skype to ask some questions, please do join me Friday nights at midnight Eastern time. I know it's a bit late for some of you, but that's the only time I can do it. And it's a really good time. Also, I want to mention, if this is date appropriate, and if it's past due, then you've missed it, or you can go back and see the archive. But I will be on Spectrum Radio Network. It's a radio show hosted by BBS Radio every Tuesday evening at 11:55 Eastern PM, Tuesday evenings, and I'll be doing another. They're having me on as a guest to talk about beer, and I really do hope to get some calls. There'll be phone numbers on the website there where you can call in, or you can call in through Skype. And please do, because if you don't call in, we won't have a show. Okay, I'll have to sit there and talk about, glasses or something. I don't know. If we don't get phone calls, it might be a little scary. We'll have to think of something. So do please check that out. And if you've missed it, and if you missed the other time I was on before in December, then please go to BBS Radio SpectrumRadioNetwork.com. Okay? Go to the link that says past shows, scroll down, and you will see the first time I was on, and we did a whole show on beer. And it was a cool thing for me to do that. I liked it. It was very enjoyable and a lot of fun. Okay? So check those out if you've missed them. And please check out my Justin.tv things on Friday nights. Check out my website, which is soon to be have more on it. Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff is available to you. And thanks for watching. And we look forward to the taste test. Meantime, I'm going live on Justin TV. Hope to see you there. Cheers. I've done this before, but I did promise you a while ago. Remember when I received that? Whoops. Smells great. Just gonna take out my. Whoops. I'm gonna start that over again. Go into there. Not much, and it's gonna be messy. It's absolutely gonna be a messy thing here. That's. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're not gonna keep this part, are we? No, I don't think so. Yeah. Oh my god, what a mess.